Picture this. You're settling into your seat, ready for takeoff, when suddenly an announcement echoes through the cabin. Your airline has just ceased all operations. This nightmare scenario became reality for thousands of passengers when major carriers simply vanished overnight, leaving behind a trail of chaos that most travelers never see. The aviation industry, worth over $800 billion globally, operates on such thin margins that a single financial misstep can trigger complete collapse within hours. What follows is one of the most dramatic yet hidden processes in modern business: the systematic dismantling and rebirth of multi-billion-dollar aviation empires. Behind every airline failure lies a fascinating web of international law, corporate rescue missions, and aircraft that literally disappear into desert graveyards before rising like phoenixes under new identities. The invisible empire of aircraft ownership here is a shocking truth that even frequent flyers do unrealize. Most airlines are essentially elaborate rental companies that do own their own planes. In fact, over 40% of the world's commercial aircraft fleet, approximately 13,000 planes, worth $400 billion, are owned by leasing companies, not the airlines that operate them. Major carriers like American Airlines lease nearly 60% of their fleet. While budget airlines can lease up to 90% of their aircraft, this hidden industry creates a parallel universe where giant corporations like AerCap, SMBC Aviation Capital, and Air Lease Corporation act as the true landlords of the sky. These financial titans purchase aircraft directly from Boeing and Airbus, then rent them to airlines through contracts spanning 6 to 12 years, fundamentally changing how aviation bankruptcies unfold and creating a safety net that keeps planes flying even when airlines die. The Vanishing Act. When giants fall, March 28, 2019, began as an ordinary Thursday until WOW Air, Iceland's vibrant purple-liveried carrier, sent a single devastating message: WOW Air has ceased operation. All flights are canceled.
Ow.
Within 6 hours, the airline that had carried over 3 million passengers annually simply evaporated, stranding travelers across 4 continents and leaving 27 aircraft scattered worldwide. This wasn't an isolated incident. In 2019 alone, over 20 airlines globally declared bankruptcy or ceased operations. The collapse follows a predictable yet dramatic pattern. Flights already airborne are diverted to the nearest airports, ground crews abandon their posts, and passengers discover their tickets have become worthless pieces of paper. What's truly remarkable is the speed. Modern airline bankruptcies can unfold faster than a cross-country flight, transforming billion-dollar operations into empty shells before the business day ends. The great aircraft hunt the moment bankruptcy is announced. A specialized industry springs into action with military-like precision. Aircraft repossession teams, comprising lawyers, technical experts, and ferry pilots, deploy globally within hours to locate and secure valuable aircraft before they become trapped by legal complications or unpaid debts. These recovery specialists operate under extreme time pressure, knowing that each passing day increases the risk of aircraft being seized by airports, governments, or creditors. Consider the complexity. A single wide-body aircraft worth $300 million might be sitting at an airport in Mumbai, legally owned by a company in Dublin, operated by a now-defunct airline in London, with passengers from 50 different countries holding worthless tickets. Recovery teams must navigate international law, negotiate with airport authorities, and coordinate with multiple governments while racing against time to prevent these valuable assets from being permanently grounded by bureaucratic red tape. Desert sanctuaries and aviation graveyards. Once recovered, these orphaned aircraft begin an extraordinary journey to some of the world's most surreal locations. The Mojave Air and Spaceport in California houses over 2,500 aircraft in various stages of storage, creating an otherworldly landscape of silent jets arranged in perfect rows across the desert floor. Similar facilities in Arizona, New Mexico, and Australia serve as temporary sanctuaries for aircraft awaiting their next chapter. The preservation process is surprisingly sophisticated. Engines are sealed with protective covers. Windows are taped to prevent UV damage, and tires are covered to prevent cracking in extreme temperatures. These aren't abandoned machines, but carefully maintained assets worth millions of dollars each. Specialized crews visit regularly to run engines, check systems, and ensure these sleeping giants remain airworthy, creating an invisible maintenance industry that keeps retired aircraft ready for resurrection at a moment's notice. The Phoenix Effect. Resurrection and renewal. The fate of bankrupt aircraft depends largely on their age, condition, and market demand. Modern aircraft like the Boeing 787 Dreamliner or Airbus A350 become hot commodities in the aviation marketplace, often finding new homes within weeks. Airlines like Southwest, Ryanair, and emerging carriers in Asia actively hunt for these distressed assets, acquiring them at significant discounts compared to new aircraft that can cost $150 to $400 million each. WOW Air's relatively young Airbus A321 fleet exemplifies this rapid rebirth. Within 2 months of the airline's collapse, these aircraft were flying again under the colors of Wizz Air, Air Canada, and other carriers. The aircraft underwent complete transformations. Old liveries were stripped away, interiors reconfigured to new specifications, and registration numbers changed, essentially giving these machines entirely new identities while preserving their core functionality and value. The endless journey continues. The story of airline bankruptcies reveals a profound truth about modern aviation. In this industry, death is rarely permanent, but transformation is constant. Behind every collapse lies human tragedy. Thousands of lost jobs, stranded passengers, and shattered dreams. Yet these events also demonstrate the remarkable resilience of global commerce. Aircraft worth billions of dollars continue their eternal migration across continents, changing flags, colors, and operators while maintaining their fundamental purpose of connecting our world. This cycle of death and rebirth reflects aviation's unique position as both a business and a lifeline for global connectivity. The next time you board a flight, remember that your aircraft might be a survivor of multiple corporate collapses, having served different masters across various continents, yet continuing its mission to safely transport passengers across the skies. What fascinates you most about this hidden world of aviation? Have you ever experienced an airline bankruptcy firsthand, or discovered that your flight was operated by an aircraft with a surprising history? Join the Minecrafted community by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. We explore the untold stories behind the industries that shape our world. Share your aviation experiences and thoughts in the comments below. And let's uncover these fascinating mysteries together.